Good evening. The Florida Department of Transportation, Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, welcomes you to the Alternatives Public Information Meeting for Project Development and Environment, or PD&E study for the widening of Florida's Turnpike Mainline, or State Road 91, from north of State Road 60 to south of Whaley Road in Osceola County. Financial Project Identification Number 423374-3. My name is Greg Moore, and I am the Turnpike's project manager. I'll be moderating this public information meeting, and I'm supported here by representatives from Florida's Turnpike and the consultant project team. At this time, we would like to recognize federal, state, county, or city officials who have registered to attend this virtual meeting. We did not have any that pre-registered. If we have any joining us who would like to be recognized, you can raise your hand, I believe, in the go-to interface, the toolbar on the right of your screen. And if we see any hands raised, we'll identify those participants. Otherwise, we can move on to the next step. Thanks for joining us tonight. If you do not hear the audio during the presentation, please check your computer speakers setting in the control panel. If you experience technical difficulties, you can contact technical support at tpkmeetingsupport@dot.state.fl.us, and please stay online while we work to resolve any issues. We will now begin the presentation.
The Florida Department of Transportation, or FDOT, Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, welcomes you to the Alternatives Public Information Meeting for the Project Development and Environment, or PD&E study, for the widening of Florida's Turnpike Mainline, State Road 91, from north of State Road 60 to south of Whaley Road in Osceola County. This study is identified by Financial Project Identification Number 423374-3. Public notice for this meeting, including information on how to access the meeting platform, was provided in letters to property owners and tenants in the project area, a posting in the Florida Administrative Register, advertisements in local newspapers, and other notification methods. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise complies with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Under Title VI, public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Please contact one of the Title VI coordinators, Desiree Stills, at 407-2643111 or Stefan Kulikowski at 850-414-44742 to express any concerns regarding Florida's Turnpike's compliance with Title VI. This public meeting is being conducted in multiple formats, virtually online, by telephone in listen-only mode, and in person to provide various opportunities for the public to receive information and share input. The information presented during tonight's virtual meeting will also be shared at the in-person meetings. The first in-person meeting is scheduled for March 5th at the St. Cloud Community Center, located at 3101 17th Street, St. Cloud, Florida, 34769. The second in-person meeting will be held on March 11th at the Intergenerational Recreation Center, located at 1590 9th Street, Southwest, Vero Beach, Florida, 32962. The purpose of this presentation is to provide you with an overview of the project development process, study limits, purpose and need, alternative development, environmental effects evaluation, public involvement, schedule, and public comments and questions. The PD&E study is ongoing and is the second phase of FDOT's transportation project development process. Key components of the PD&E study include an evaluation of existing conditions, identification of future traffic needs, development and evaluation of project alternatives, and public and agency involvement. All findings and recommendations are documented at the end of the study. Subsequent phases include final design and engineering, right-of-way acquisition, and construction. Right-of-way acquisition is not anticipated. The subsequent phases are currently not funded, but will be considered for funding upon the completion of the PD&E study. This Turnpike PD&E study is located in Osceola County. The project begins north of State Road 60 and continues to south of Clay Whaley Road, from milepost 193 to 238.5, a distance of approximately 45.5 miles. The Turnpike main line within the project area is currently a 4-lane limited-access toll facility, with two 12-foot lanes in each direction and a 40-foot barrier separating median. The segment from State Road 60 to just north of the Canoe Creek Service Plaza is primarily rural, transitioning to an urban setting toward the project's endpoint. This section of the main line features the Canoe Creek Service Plaza, passes through the Three Lakes Wildlife Management Area, and serves as a critical evacuation route for Florida. This PD&E study is part of a larger network of improvement projects spanning both north and south of the project limits. Ongoing coordination with adjacent projects has been maintained and will continue throughout the duration of the study. This includes collaboration with the current PD&E study to the south, coordination with the Nolte Road Interchange Design-Build team, and a separate concept study that will analyze and document the potential location of a future interchange between Nolte Road and the future CFX interchange. Additionally, multiple coordination efforts have taken place with the Central Florida Expressway Authority regarding the potential future interchange for the Southport and Northeast Connector. The purpose and need for this study are to increase capacity, meet existing and future travel demands, address roadway deficiencies, and improve safety, evacuation, and emergency response. An increase in capacity is needed to accommodate projected traffic volumes. In the rural segment, 3 lanes in each direction will be needed by 2045, and in the urban segment, 4 lanes in each direction will be needed by 2045 to meet traffic demands. The no-build alternative does not meet the project's purpose and need. If no improvements are made, an increase in the travel demand could result in more congestion and crashes. Between years 2019 to 2023, there were 1,280 crashes along the Florida's Turnpike main line, which resulted in 16 fatalities and 399 injuries within the study limits. A total of 45 crashes were also reported within the vicinity of the Canoe Creek service area. The total crashes estimated economic cost within the study limit was about $284 million between years 2019 to 2023. Florida's Turnpike serves as a vital component of the emergency evacuation route network, playing a crucial role in ensuring the smooth flow of traffic during evacuation periods. The enterprise is spearheading initiatives to improve emergency response times and enhance mobility during such critical events. Solutions to address the project needs were developed and evaluated in coordination with the community, stakeholders, and local agencies' feedback, resulting in proposed improvements to the Florida's Turnpike corridor and additional structural and drainage improvements. We will begin by presenting the improvements along the rural segment from north of State Road 60 to just north of the Canoe Creek Service Plaza. Next, we will cover the urban segment from north of the Canoe Creek Service Plaza to south of Clay Whaley Road, followed by additional improvements throughout the project limits. The proposed improvements within the rural segment of the main line, from north of State Road 60 to north of Canoe Creek Service Plaza, include mill and resurface of the existing 2 lanes, addition of a 3rd lane in each direction, and the addition of a new 12-foot shoulder in each direction. The existing guardrail and median will remain the same. All improvements will be within existing right-of-way. The proposed improvements within the urban segment, from north of Canoe Creek Service Plaza to south of Clay Whaley Road, proposes reconstruction of both directions of the main line to include 4 12-foot lanes in each direction, the addition of a new 12-foot shoulder in each direction, and the reconstruction of the median to include inside shoulders, a barrier wall separation, and drainage improvements. All improvements will be within existing right-of-way. All bridges within the project limits were originally built in 1963. The evaluation will include considering options for widening or replacing the 5 overpass bridges within the project area. The study will also assess the feasibility of widening versus replacing the 14 mainline bridges within the study limits and examine the clearance at Canoe Creek Canal and Wheeler Road. Like the existing bridges, the culverts were originally constructed in 1963. The evaluation of vehicular and cattle crossing culverts will explore options for widening, replacing, or removal. Additionally, the study will assess the feasibility of widening versus replacing the 26 bridge and box culverts within the project limits. The PD&E study is also evaluating the potential impacts and benefits to the social, natural, cultural, and physical environments associated with each alternative. Avoidance or minimization of impacts to these features is a key consideration. Public involvement is a vital component of the PD&E study process. Our team has met with Osceola County, the City of St. Cloud, and the Central Florida Expressway Authority multiple times and will continue throughout the duration of the project. Feedback from these meetings has helped shape the project alternatives. Community outreach will continue through the completion of the PD&E study and future project phases. We invite you to visit the project website at www.turnpikesr60 to cwr.com at your convenience to explore additional detailed exhibits of the proposed improvements following tonight's meeting. After tonight's meeting, we will consider local agency and public comments and environmental and engineering factors to reach a recommendation of a preferred alternative. We anticipate presenting the preferred alternative for public input at a public hearing in the fourth quarter of 2025 before the study concludes in the second quarter of 2026. Note that the schedule is subject to change. Your input is essential to the PD&E study process. You can submit written comments online through the project website at www.turnpikesr60tocwr.com and by email or mail directly to the project manager. In-person attendees will have the opportunity to complete a printed comment form during the meeting. Written comments and questions are welcome at any time during the PD&E study. However, we kindly request that you share your feedback on the alternatives by March 25, 2025. Thank you for your interest in the PD&E study to widen Florida's Turnpike from north of State Road 60 to south of Clay Whaley Road, and thank you for taking the time to participate in this meeting.
We hope you found this project presentation informative and helpful. At this time, we would like to respond to questions received during today's public meeting. Prior to, sorry. How do I access the meeting materials? Just before this meeting started, we did post to the project website all the materials that will be on display tomorrow at the live event. And so those can be accessed on the project website. And there's a tutorial that we'll run through on how you can do that now. Once you are on the project's website, click the Exhibit Room button located at the top of the page to review the project exhibits. A new page will open that displays a list of exhibits for review. By clicking on one of the tabs on the left, the exhibit board along with a description will open to allow you to zoom in or out for a closer look. These exhibits will be on display at the in-person meetings on March 5th, which is tomorrow, at St. Cloud Community Center, and on March 11th at the Intergenerational Center in Vero Beach. The next question is, how do I submit a comment or question? As mentioned in the presentation, there are multiple ways to make comments or ask questions about this study. Written comments or questions can be submitted by visiting the project website at www.turnpikesr60 to or by scanning the QR code displayed on the screen and clicking on the comment form on the project website landing page. You can also contact directly through email at greg.moore@dot.state.fl.us or by mail at P.O. Box 613069, Ocoee, Florida 34761. While written comments and questions are welcome at any time during the PD&E study, we encourage you to provide your comments regarding today's meeting by March 25th. Responses to comments will be addressed after the comment period closes on March 25th, 2025. We will now get into some project-specific questions that will hopefully help answer some of the questions that you may have. Will a new interchange be part of this study? Florida's Turnpike Enterprise is currently conducting a separate concept study to determine the feasibility of a future interchange between Nolte Road and the future CFX Southport Connector interchange. When this study is complete, the information will be shared with Osceola County and local stakeholders. Will lighting improvements be part of this project? The PD&E study includes an analysis to determine lighting needs in the urban section of the project. Will you build a noise wall for my neighborhood? A noise analysis will be performed on the preferred alternative for properties along the corridor, and the results will be presented at the public hearing. The hearing is currently scheduled for the fourth quarter of this year, 2025. For more information on the Turnpike's traffic noise policy and procedures, visit the project website and select the Videos tab under the Documents section. The video describes how traffic noise impacts are studied and evaluated for transportation projects to determine if noise walls could provide mitigation and meet applicable qualifying criteria. This concludes the Alternatives Public Information Meeting. Thank you for attending and have a good evening.